Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. I hope you all are doing well. In previous video session, we had completed chapter 2 of your science textbook. Today we are going to study about chapter 3, that is separation of substances. Let's take a look what exactly we have to study. Okay, in this chapter, of course, we are going to look at the introduction. After that, we are going to take a look at methods of separation. We will study about various methods of separation. This is the first part of this chapter. So in this video, we will cover method of separation of solids from other solids only. So we have hand picking, winnowing, threshing, sieving and by magnetic separation. In next video, means second part of this chapter, we will cover separation of insoluble solids from liquid. There we have sedimentation, decantation and filtration process. After that, we will see separation of soluble solids from liquids by the method of evaporation and condensation. And at last, we will see method of separation using more than one method. Alright? So let's start with introduction. If we observe water and some soil that placed on a sheet of paper with a magnifying glass, we will find that the color, shape of all particles of water are same, but the soil contain particles of different colors, shape and sizes. For example, the soil contain clay particles, some grass particles and even some dead insects. Now, water which contain particle of only one kind is called a pure substance, whereas soil which contain the particles of different kind is called an impure substance or mixture. We can now define a mixture as the most of the things which we use in our day-to-day life are mixtures. Like a cup of tea is a mixture of several components like water, tea leaves extract, sugar and milk. Milk is a mixture of cream in a watery liquid. Sea water is a mixture of water, common salt and various other salt that dissolve in it. Wheat obtained from fields is a mixture of wheat grains and husk. And petroleum, that is crude oil, it is a mixture of various carbon compounds which make up the fraction of petrol, kerosene and diesel. So by this, we conclude that a mixture can be a solid, liquid or gas. For example, soil is a solid mixture, milk is a liquid mixture, whereas air is a gaseous mixture. Now in some cases, we can easily see the different substance present in the mixture. For example, pulses that we brought from the market is a kind of mixture which contain tiny pieces of stones. We can see the grains of pulses and the piece of stone easily in most of the cases. However, we cannot see the different substance that present in the mixture, like in seawater. Seawater is a mixture in which we cannot see the various salt which are dissolved in it. Now we will discuss why the mixture needed to be separated to their components. The mixtures are separated to their components for the various purposes. First, to remove an undesirable components. We make a cup of tea by boiling tea leaves in water and then adding sugar and milk. After the tea has been made, we remove or separate the used tea leaves from it before drinking. So the used tea leaves are an undesirable component of the mixture called tea. So these are separated by using filter called tea stainer. So from this example we can conclude that one of the reason for separating a mixture is to remove an undesirable components from it. Okay. Next reason is to remove harmful components. We buy wheat, rice and pulses from the market. These food grains usually contain small pieces of stone and some insect. So these pieces of stone and insects are harmful to us. So we separate the small pieces of stone and insects from the wheat, rice and pulses before using them. So for this we conclude that the separating a mixture is to remove the harmful components from it. Now another reason for separating a mixture is to obtain a pure substance. Tap water. Tap water contains some dissolved salt in it. So it is an impure substance of mixture. So tap water is fit for drinking. It cannot be used for preparing medicines. So this is because pure water. Pure water means that is free from the dissolved salt. It's needed for preparing medicines. So we separate the dissolved salt from the tap water to obtain the pure sample of water that are called distilled water. Okay. Now next reason, to extract useful components from the mixture. Petroleum oil is a mixture which cannot be used in as such as a fuel in homes and vehicles. So we separate petroleum mixture to obtain useful components like kerosene, petrol and diesel. Now kerosene is used as a household fuel, whereas petrol and diesel are used as a fuel in vehicles. Similarly, butter is a useful component which is separated from a mixture called milk. Clear? We will now describe the method for separation of mixtures. Methods or the principles that we decide that which method we have to use for the separation. So many of the materials used as are mixture. These mixtures have two or more substances mixed in them. It may not be possible to use mixture as such in home or in industries. So the various components of mixture have different physical properties like hardness, density, solubility, size of the particles, behavior towards the magnet, boiling point, etc. And this difference in the physical property of components are used to separate them from the mixture. So when we want to separate the components of mixture, we should first find out some properties which would be different for different components. Okay? We will now discuss the methods for separating mixtures in detail one by one. Let's start with, see, these are the method. First we will see the separation of solids from other solids. Means the mixture is of solid and we have to separate the solid from the solid mixture. These are the methods that we will use: threshing, winnowing, hand picking, sieving and magnetic separation. Now one by one we will discuss is, let's start with threshing. When a food grains crop like wheat or paddy is harvested from the field, the harvesting the crop plant are cut close to the ground and the harvested crop is then dried in the sun. In this way we get a bundles of stalk. Stalk means a stem of dry crop plant which have grains, wheat grains or rice grains attached at their top. Now the grains are separated from stalk by the process of threshing. So threshing is the process in which stalk are beaten to separate grains from the stalk and from chaff that covers the grain. Now how this method are done? First method, manually. This is the method that by holding the bundles of stalk in hands and hitting them on the hard surface. See in figure. In this way the grains separated from the stalk. Threshing is also done with the help of cattle, using animals. In this method the harvested and the dried crop plant are spread on the ground in a small area, and the various cattle like bullock, buffalo and camels are made to walk over them in circle again and again. Now the cattle's feet crush the stalk, due to which the grains get separated from the stalk. This crushing also breaks the chaff around the grains, and hence the grains get separated from the chaff. Okay. Now nowadays people are using machines also for this purpose, and it is powered either a diesel machine engine or an electric motor. It helps in saving time and labor both. Okay, so this is the method of threshing that we use to separate grains from the stalk. Okay, now before we go further and discuss winnowing, please keep in your mind that blowing air is called wind. Now winnowing process. When a farmer threshes wheat crop in his field, he gets a mixture of wheat grains and husk. Now before wheat grains can be used, husk has to remove from them. The husk is separated from wheat grains by the method of winnowing. Okay, so the winnowing is the method of separating husk from grains with the help of wind. Winnowing is done by using a winnowing basket, as you see in the figure. The process of winnowing can be described like a mixture of wheat grains and husk is taken in the winnowing basket. The farmer stands at the higher platform from the ground and allow the mixture of wheat grains and husk to fall down from the height by shaking his winnowing basket continuously. The wheat grains being heavy and fall down vertically to the ground from a heap of wheat grains. Okay, now the husk particles being lighter are carried away by the wind to a greater distance. See in diagram, it is shown that wheat grains, it falls vertically to the ground, and husk, because it is lighter in weight, it carried away by the wind. So in this way husk can separate it from wheat grains. So for the definition, the method of winnowing is used to separate husk from the various type of grains like wheat, rice. One more thing, that by the using this winnowing method we separate only husk and grains. We cannot separate small stone particles from the wheat, because stone particles are quite heavy, which cannot be carried away by the wind to a greater distance. Okay, now next method is hand picking. This method I think most of you had done by yourself. Hand picking means to take out by hand. The method of hand picking is used to separate those mixtures which one component is in small quantity, means easily pick up by the hand. The method of hand picking is usually used to separate undesirable substance such as small pieces of stone from rice, pulses and wheat. These food grains containing small pieces of stone that are taken in a flat container or thali, the pieces of stone are picked up from the grains by hand one by one. Okay, and one thing you have to note here, that the quantity of undesirable substance that we want to remove from food grains is usually small, which can be separated easily by the method of hand picking. Okay, now next is sieving. Sieve is a shallow vessel having a small holes at its bottom. See, this you may have seen while doing in wheat flour. So it is made up of mainly of iron mesh. Sieving is used to separate those solid mixture which have component of different sizes. The mixture having components of different sizes are put in sieve and the sieve is moved back and forth continuously. Now the smaller particles of the mixture pass through the holes of the sieve and collect in the vessel kept below. And the bigger particles, it cannot pass through the holes of the sieve and remain behind the sieve. Okay? Now in this way the mixture gets separated into two components, one having the small particles and the other having the large particles. We will now take the example to understand this method. See first diagram. The wheat flour which we bring from the flour mill is sieved by using sieve having very small holes. Now when the wheat flour is put in the sieve is moved back and forth repeatedly. The fine particles of flour pass through the small holes of the sieves and collect the vessel kept below. Now the bigger particles of the wheat bran do not pass through the very small holes of the sieve and remains behind the sieves. In this way the wheat flour is separated into wheat bran and fine flour. Now see the second diagram. We need fine sand from mixing a cement for plastering walls of house. Now fine sand is obtained by the method of sieving. The coarse sand having larger particles and pebbles in it is put on the sieves consisting a big iron mesh held in slanting position. The fine sand particles pass through the iron mesh and collect on the ground. The bigger particles of sand and pebbles that do not pass through the iron mesh and remains behind. Thus, the fine sand can be separated from larger particles by sieving. Okay? So till now we had seen the fourth method for the separation of solid from the other solids, that is threshing, winnowing, hand picking and sieving. One more method is there, that is magnetic separation. Magnetic separation means separation of mixture by using a magnet. We know that iron is attracted by the magnet. Now this property of iron is used to separate it from the mixture. For example, a mixture of iron fillings and a sulfur powder. This is because iron filling is attracted by the magnet whereas sulfur is not attracted by the magnet. Okay? And how we can do this? Or we can separate iron nails from sand also, because iron, it get attracted towards magnet and sand having not any attraction property towards magnet. In order to separate iron fillings from sand, a horseshoe magnet type of magnet is moved on the surface of mixture. The iron fillings are attracted by the magnet, they cling to the poles of the magnet and get separated. This process has to be repeated a number of times to achieve complete separation of iron fillings. In industries, the impurity of iron present in several substances is removed by use of magnet. Okay. In factories also, scrap iron is separated from the heap of waste material by using big electromagnetic substance fitted to the frames. So these five are the method of separation from solids to the other solids. Now in next video we will see the rest remain topics of this chapter, that is method of separation soluble solids from liquid, insoluble solids from liquid, and the different methods that we use for the separation. So that's all for today. I hope you all understood it very well. Take care, stay fit.